Hey guys, it's Laura, Black and White Heart, Tarot and Adventure. In case you've never seen the channel before, for all of you that have, hey, how's everybody doing? And well, actually for everybody, hey, how's everybody doing? Gonna do a quick past, present, future reading for us for the week. Making it a little quicker tonight because I just have a lot going on and I want to eat some dinner and stuff. I've been out all day. I went to antique shops and I went to this vintage, this flea market that has not your typical flea market stuff. It has like all again, more antiques and things. It's an indoor one. It's pretty cool. I love going there. So anyway, I did find a couple good finds for the new place, and yeah, so tomorrow I got to do some hair. I'm still trying to get to the point of like getting everything worked out so that I can get moved. I got a lot happening, so anyway, exciting, scary, everything all at once, but you know, that's usually how it is, right? We're gonna just see what happens. What else can you do? Okay, so let's get this moving. All right, no offense, I hope you guys are having a good weekend and I'm not trying to rush you because, you know, I want to give you the proper attention. Oh gosh, what do I want to say? I'm happy for anybody who's watching and wanting to be a part of the channel. Gonna make it quick also because it's like I'm getting all the views on the short side. Okay, I'm still gonna make full-length videos regularly, but I realize like that's where the attention is right now. Okay, so anyway, hopefully the shorts will then guide them to the long videos. It's my goal. I'm taking that because that's what came out. Okay, past, present, future, and 2 mushroom cards. Okay, maybe a crystal. Not to say let's keep it moving, but let's see now. Okay, so we have for your past the Queen of Swords, which I actually like the Queen of Swords because she's to the point. You know, she will take her sword out if she needs to. But then maybe you could have been a Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords we'll read the meaning, but I'm gonna say Queen of Swords is direct and to the point and watches out for herself, but still will listen with the sword up, which means with caution. Okay, so let's see if that's what you were dealing with, what you were. Let's see how that has to do with the past. Okay, or what you needed to be to deal with the past. Your present is King of Swords. Okay, let me remember this. Swords is communication. Yes. Wait, swords action or communication? I think it's communication. So, I'm to be honest with you, I'm not sure. I'm not totally certain what King of Swords is, so we're gonna find that out. Oh, I got an itch, I'm sorry. And then your future is 4 of Wands. 4 of Wands, well, on this card it looks like a nice happy environment. So I mean, that's good. It looks like there's family on the card and little animals and flowers, and looks like a good situation. We're going to read the meaning, okay? But it looks positive. So, Queen of Swords, past. King of Swords, present. 4 of Wands, future. All right? Let's see. Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is an independent woman who takes a no-nonsense approach. Traditionally, the Queen of Swords represents a woman on her own who had known suffering and loss, widowed, divorced, or long single, and sometimes childless. However, this is not always the case, and the personality traits are the best indication. Inner strength is probably a good description here, and this may have been gained through the experience of personal suffering, so there is perhaps an element of the traditional meaning still relevant. So she could have been through some stuff. That's why she's got her sword up. So she's like, okay, enter, speak over there. I'll keep my sword up just in case. As a married person, she would have an independent streak and seemingly not need to rely on her partner to feel emotionally fulfilled or taken care of. She's independent. She's happy and content in her own right, capable of taking care of her own affairs and not emotionally needy. The Queen of Swords is simply a strong and independent woman. I like her. I like the Queen of Swords. You can definitely be the Queen of Swords. She's very supportive, and so long as she's on your side and believes you're in the right, she is a source of strength and will defend you boldly. This queen isn't afraid to speak her mind, and there's usually a ring of truth to what she has to say, which can be unnerving for those not ready to hear it. So this could be that you were the Queen of Swords dealing with some people that couldn't handle it. They didn't want to hear they didn't want to deal with that. Let's see though. She's extremely well organized and efficient. An excellent champion for just causes and organizations that require a certain toughness to support them. Her work may be a good indicator of this, and somehow she may find release for that expression in areas of law, for instance, but also in caring environments in which a strong leader that others can rely on is required. She can be a teacher or even top executive position in which a woman must have strength to hold her own. A fast thinker, her analytical mind finds her happy anywhere that challenges her keen mind or wit. The Queen of Swords on a most basic level can be a person of sharp words, but she can also be the people's champion. In the negative, she can be overly critical, intolerant, and have the ability to cut people to shreds with her words. Betray her and you won't get a second chance. She's not someone to pick an argument with. So, no. Maybe we're being the Queen of Swords in the past. Maybe we had to be. If not, maybe you might need to lighten up. If you were inappropriately the Queen of Swords. That's the past. King of Swords is your present. Let me see if I can find it. King of Swords. The King of Swords throne sits in his element of air. His sword is prominently displayed, and he appears to be in deep thought. He has a cool detached air, which makes him rather difficult to fathom. A case of still waters run deep, which can make him intriguing. Usually he's strong with an easy air of authority and just nature. He's a rational man with analytical thinking who prefers so he's more logical than emotional. Emotionally, he can be misleading because he puts on great shows of public emotion as a partner, but as a partner, he is strong and loyal to his loved ones and takes his responsibilities serious. He can be emotionally misleading. This king is often found in uniform as a police officer, in the military, in a law or government enforcement agencies, or as a prison or security officer. In fact, in any area of the law or discipline. These men are usually extremely articulate with a razor-sharp mind. So you've got the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords. They're similar. In his presence, you get the distinct feeling you are being evaluated, and he would tend not to discuss his personal life, sticking to the purpose of the meeting. The King of Swords is careful when he places his trust, where he places his trust, but he makes an excellent friend who gives good advice. They're similar. They're very similar. In the negative, he may seem cold and impersonal, lacks sensitivity to others' feelings, in the extreme cruel and bullying, with an ability to completely switch off his emotions. Okay. Let's round it out with this, and I'll tell you what I think. Okay, so you got the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords. And then you have the Four of Wands. Let's see if we can pull this together. The Four of Wands. We now see stability as a result of the hard work that has gone before. Not only feeling satisfied with what you have so far accomplished, but also a sense of harmony, which now means you can afford to reward yourself with some time off. Holidays are indicated a time of rest and relaxation with your family and those you love. A welcome pause to recharge your batteries. The Four of Wands brings a feel-good factor into play, a sense of contentment with oneself and life. When other indications are present, it can also show plans for marriage being made, in which case this card would further strengthen the message of the other cards. Okay, well, apparently in the past you were the Queen of Swords. In the present, you're the King of Swords. It doesn't look like you've changed very much. But because of that, you're going to get contentment and contentment with yourself. So I'm going to say that you had to be the Queen of Swords in the past because of whatever you were dealing with, okay? You cut that off. You took your sword out and you dealt with it. People didn't like it, probably ended. Just saying. Now, because of that, you might be on edge a little bit for good reason, okay? But you can still be a good family person and partner, but you're very certain now, after having to be the Queen of Swords and protect yourself in the past. You're very certain in the present of what you're going to deal with and what you won't, and you're going to be very discerning about the people that you have around you. Makes sense. And because of that, you're going to connect with and move forward in the future with good things, because you now are the King of Swords. You don't play. You went from the Queen of Swords, where you were still tolerating, but finally eventually had to cut it, to the King of Swords who don't play, okay? You're like, nope, this is what I deal with and this is what I don't. Bang. So that you can find harmonious, relaxing environments with people who you can feel comfortable with, okay? People, places, or things. I mean, that makes sense. Pretty cut and dry, right? You're doing good. The mushrooms are, I am enough. That's what the King of Swords said. He knows what's up. We're like, nope, we know we're enough. We don't have to operate in the Queen of Swords, which I like, don't get me wrong, but now we stepped up to the King of Swords. So we were already pretty cautious in the last relationship. We'd probably already been burnt many times before, and we gave it another try, but we had to use that sword and cut them off. They did not like us being the Queen of Swords. They couldn't handle it. We were too to the point, too outspoken. We knew our worth already, and we were gonna let you in cautiously when you did, I almost said let me not say that word. When you were jerks, we broke it off. Now we're super certain that we're going to get what we want because we are discerning, confident people. And then we have, I accept that, again, we keep getting this. I accept that things I cannot control are out of my control. That's right. So you had to accept that things were out of control. You couldn't control them, but you could control yourself. So you took your big sword out and cut it off. Right? Okay. That was a good past, present, and future. Doing good. That's what you got to do. Things aren't working out. Don't sit there forever. Be the King of Swords. Okay, that one should come out too. Initials that might mean something to you. Q, M, Y. That's interesting. 2 Qs. I don't know. Maybe they mean something to you. Okay. Y, M, Q, Q. The crystal. I shouldn't be looking. That's not how we choose. And we don't choose. This is going to be what our guides want us to use for healing, okay? Along with this message, because you have done great. You've become the King of Swords. Don't overdo it. Don't be cruel or anything like that. Just be discerning and confident, okay? But still fair. Oh, we got Tiger's Eye again. I have Tiger's Eye. I'll show you Tiger's Eye. Tiger's Eye. This is why I got it last time. Healing. Protective stone. Carried as a talisman against ill wishing and curses. Brings out integrity. Helps you accomplish goals. Re-energizes inner resources. Promoting clarity of intention. You can place it on the navel chakra. Tiger's Eye is excellent for people who are spaced out or uncommitted. So if you're having a hard time committing to anything, including being the King of Swords and cutting people off, then try a Tiger's Eye. Helpful in resolving dilemmas and internal conflicts, especially brought on by pride and willfulness. So if you're being prideful, listen, confidence is one thing, being an egomaniac is another, right? That's not going to get you anywhere. What else? Psychologically, it heals issues of self-worth and self-criticism. It also helps with block creativity. Helps you recognize your talents and abilities, and faults that need to be overcome. It can help if you have an addictive personality in making changes. Balances yin yang and energizes the emotional body. So can balance, like yin yang is like almost like saying male and female, opposites. Okay. Alleviates depression and lifts mood. So Tiger's Eye is good if you're feeling moody. Let's just say that. Helps your eyes and night vision. Heals your throat and reproductive organs. Wear it on the right arm or as a pendant for short periods. Position on the body is appropriate in healing. Place in the navel, on the navel chakra for spiritual grounding. So it's healing. It's a healing stone. Hold on, I'll grab it and you can see it. Come back. I personally chose a raw Tiger's Eye this time instead of a shiny one when I went, because I got that in another reading and I liked its qualities, so I decided to get it. And so I haven't used it yet on my body. I don't like to get, me personally, I don't like to get crystals from the store and just start like using them immediately without cleansing them first, or at least putting them in the sun or the moonlight for recharging. Because, you know, a lot of people could have handled them and stuff, and I just feel like they pick up energy and stuff, so I don't like to, and I haven't cleansed this one yet, because it's raw, so I'm not sure if they can get wet or not, so I do need to take the time to put this out in the sun. I like the sun just because I feel like the sun is like happy. The moon is beautiful, don't get me wrong, but it's more emotion, so I like to charge mine. If I'm gonna have a choice, I would probably choose the sun most of the time, unless there was a specific meaning for, you know, why I wanted to charge it in the moonlight. There are some that like that should be charged in the moonlight. Pretty positive. Anyway, this is the raw. It's not shiny. It's just different colors of brown. Raw tiger's eye. Okay. So yeah, pick one of those up if you want to, any of the healing qualities that it has. Okay. And yeah, that's it. All right. So quick one. We're doing good. Queen of Swords, you cut them off. You kept it moving. You grew. You healed. Now you're the King of Swords. Let me do this, so just in case I can do a quick one on the short side. So we're doing past, present, and future, okay? Your past was Queen of Swords. So you were dealing with things, you had been burned probably a lot of times before, you took your sword out, you cut it off, or the people cut you off because they couldn't handle the Queen of Swords. That's past. Your present is you have now become the King of Swords because you've stepped up. You've learned exactly what you want to tolerate and what you won't. And if you don't want to, you're going to take your sword out and you're going to cut it off even quicker than the Queen of Swords. Okay? But you can still be fair. Don't be crazy about it. Just choose wisely. That's what the King of Swords does. Okay? That's your present. Now, because you've stepped up from the Queen of Swords into the King of Swords, you're very discerning. You can make good choices about exactly what you want to be around, what or who you want to be around. You are now going to have the Four of Wands, which is relaxation with family, good times, just good things in general, good relationships, good overall. Okay, that's your future. All right. You stick to being a King of Swords and be confident about your choices and discerning about the people around you. You will get the Four of Wands, which is all the good stuff. Okay. All right. There. That was for the short side. Thanks for viewing, everybody. Have a good weekend. I might pop in again. I have a couple days off. But right now I'm gonna relax. Okay. Good luck to everybody with anything that you're doing, and just thanks and like and share, subscribe, and all the things. Okay. All right. Love you guys. Bye.